Welcome to Let's Talk Sports in South Jersey, home of South Jersey sports. Let's get started by talking about what happened with the Alliance of American Football. There are no Alliance of American Football games to recap because they decided to suspend all football operations. Tom Dundon made the decision to suspend operations amid an inability to reach an agreement with the NFL Players Association to use younger players in the AAF. Now time to talk about our local teams. The Philadelphia Wings are 3-12 on the season. When will they get back in the win column? The Wings will take on the Saskatchewan Rush on Saturday. Let's get win number 4 of the season. Go Wings, go! The Philadelphia Phillies are off to a good start. They are 6-2 on the season. They will take on the Washington Nationals on Wednesday. The Phillies travel to Miami to take on the Miami Marlins on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's get in the win column. The Reading Phillies are 3-1 on the season. They will take on the New Hampshire Britain Cats on Wednesday and the Richmond Flying Squirrels on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Reading. Let's win some games. The Iron Pigs of Lehigh Valley are 3-1. They are off to a good start. They will take on Scranton-Wilkes-Barre Red Barons on Wednesday in Allentown and the Rochester Red Wings on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Rochester. Let's keep the winning streak going. The Philadelphia Union are 3-2-1 on the season. They got their 3rd win of the season. They will take on Los Angeles Galaxy on Saturday. Let's get win number 4 of the season. Go Union! The Philadelphia Flyers finished the season 37-37-8. We will have to wait at least 6 months for the black and orange to return to the ice. The Philadelphia 76ers are 50-30 on the season. They will take on the Chicago Bulls on Wednesday. Let's close out the season with a winning record. Good luck to all our local teams. It's time to recap the 2019 NCAA Final Four. After blowing a 10-point lead Saturday night to Auburn and appearing as if it would be the last number 1 seed to be eliminated from the NCAA tournament, Virginia still had 1.5 seconds to make something happen and keep its national championship hopes alive. The Cavaliers' Ty Jerome inbounded to Kyle Guy in the left corner, giving Guy a 3-point try for the win. The Tigers' Samir Doherty went out to contest the shot but clipped the right hip of Guy as he was releasing the basketball, resulting in a foul with no time showing on the clock, and the Auburn cheering section booing. With the clock reset to 0.6 seconds, Guy made the first 2 free throws and, after a timeout, sank the 3rd as well to give the Cavaliers a 63-62 victory over the Tigers in the first game of the national semifinal doubleheader at U.S. Bank Stadium. Texas Tech will be in the national championship game with a chance to make school history, thanks to a hard-fought 61-51 win against Michigan State in the Final Four on Saturday night. Matt Mooney led the way with 22 points on 8 of 16 shooting, hitting a couple of 3-pointers early and carrying the way while Jared Culliver struggled in the first half against Michigan State's defense. The Red Raiders' top-ranked defense held the Spartans to just 31.9% shooting from the field, including 17 missed 3-pointers, and the Texas Tech bench outscored Michigan State's bench by 10 in a game that was won with physicality. We will recap the NCAA championship next week. It's time to preview the NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs. After 1,271 games, the 2018-2019 NHL regular season has come to a close. The Lightning finished their historic season with 62 wins and 128 points, tying the mark set by the 1995-1996 Detroit Red Wings and falling just short of the 1976-1977 Montreal Canadiens record 132 points. But they still earned the President's Trophy and home ice advantage throughout the playoffs, and will now have a reunion against their old coach, John Tortorella. After a 10-year drought, the Hurricanes are back in the playoffs. When they last played in the postseason, the Canes reached the Eastern Conference Final before being swept by the eventual Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins. The Predators claimed the Central Division for the second straight year, and they'll face a defensive team in the Stars who finished right behind the Islanders in the Jennings race. Nashville finished third. Out in the Pacific, the Avalanche will face a tough test against the Flames, the top team in the conference. Calgary won all 3 of the meetings between these two teams during the regular season. This is the first time since 2006 that the Avalanche have qualified for the playoffs in 2 consecutive seasons. The Sharks and Golden Knights meet for the second spring in a row. Vegas won last year's meeting in 6-game round to advancing to the Stanley Cup Final. Good luck to the teams in the Stanley Cup Playoffs. It's time to recap the next race in the NASCAR series. Kyle Busch held off his brother Kurt in the final 10 laps to continue his torrid start to the season with victory in the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway. The win is Busch's third of the year as he becomes the first driver in 27 years to finish in the top 10 of 8 straight races. In a day filled with 11 cautions, Kyle Busch's day could not have gotten off to a worse start. A wreck on lap 1 crushed his rear bumper and took him until midway through the final stage to gain back lost ground and take the lead for the first time. His win at Bristol is the 8th of his career and 3rd victory in his last 4 races on the track. Kyle and Kurt have a combined 14 wins on the track. The brothers have finished 1 through 2 only one other time in their careers, in 2015 at Sonoma. Congratulations to Kyle Busch for winning the Food City 500. That is a wrap. You can check me out on my podcast at Stefan Sports Radio or through the podcast app or this YouTube channel. And you can listen to me on Saturday nights at 6 o'clock on 1360 WNJC in Cherry Hill. Thank you for watching and keep those comments rolling, and we will talk to you next week.